You guys are new corporate media. You're not independent media. You are fake independent media. How many hundreds of millions of dollars was Joe Rogan's contract?
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Kyle Kulinski roasting the hell out of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is just spewing a bunch of conservative nonsense, a bunch of hot garbage. I'm playing a clip from the Kyle Kulinski show to give a little bit of context as well as provide my commentary. Let's watch.
Vibes. Oh, it's a psyop, bro. It's a psyop. Your show is a fucking psyop. To pretend like Trump and Republicans are anti-establishment. What a joke. What a fucking joke. I still think I'm not done yet. Yeah, I think I got one more. Here we go. So this is a little bit of a change of pace here. Rogan is going to point out that Zelensky wanted to come on his show because Rogan went viral recently for a clip talking about how Ukraine is now firing some long-range missiles into Russia. And Joe went on this rant where he's basically like, we're on the brink of World War III. Hey, fuck you, man, for firing those rockets. Fuck you. This is what Rogan said. This went viral online. A bunch of people literally from Ukraine and pro-Ukrainian people were like, we got invaded by Russia illegally and we're fighting back and you're saying fuck you to us? That was their reaction. So here's what Joe had to say.
I hope it's true. I hope it's true. They're trying
here.
to come up with some sort of a... Zelensky tried to come on.
Whoa!
Yeah, they tried to get Zelensky on. I was like, what are you talking about?
When you get an offer for somebody, they must come at your bookers or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Do you like stop and like, hold on, let me think about this, whether I want to be part of the story 100%. Or not, whether it'll be interesting or not?
Well, I wanted to stay out of the presidential election shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay out of the presidential thing, so I endorsed Trump right before the election and helped him win. I wanted to stay out, but I did the exact opposite of staying out. And so if you couldn't tell from this, he turned down Zelensky. He turned down Zelensky. Now, look, I'm in favor of getting all sides of the story, right? You want to have on Dave Smith to give his take? Sure, no problem with that whatsoever. But to not have on Zelensky, Joe, why would you not have on Zelensky? He's a world leader of a country that just got illegally and offensively invaded by Russia. Why would you not have on Zelensky? I think we all know that answer, right? The answer is Joe is completely and utterly audience captured, and his audience doesn't want to hear that side of the story. They don't want to hear it. Now, if you say, hey, Kyle, you're wrong, I don't believe that, what happened when Joe basically said, look, I'm not that hot on Trump, but I really like RFK. And this was when RFK was still running in the race and he was against Trump and Biden. Remember that? RFK was still in the race.
And I know I'm not the only one who's thinking this, but it would be so good to see Zelensky on the Joe Rogan Experience, especially after that spat with Zelensky, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance back in March, February, whenever they were going back at it, back and forth. I mean, I believe that Zelensky is being used by NATO and by the U.S. to serve the Western interests. I don't really believe that this is serving just ordinary Ukrainians. I believe that this is a much deeper plot serving the NATO expansion as well as, the United States, their own interests. But yeah, it would be very, very interesting to see Zelensky on the Joe Rogan Experience way more than watching, Ari Schaefer or freaking Mark Norman for that matter.
And Joe, in so many words, said, yeah, I kind of support RFK. I'm definitely not with Biden. And I don't like Trump as much as I like RFK. This is what he said. What happened? His audience went fucking apeshit. Apeshit. And Joe reversed course. We saw this with Kyle Rittenhouse too, right? When he said, I can't vote for Trump because I don't think he's good enough on the Second Amendment. MAGA went apeshit. And then Kyle Rittenhouse came out the next day and fucking fell in line. Got bullied into submission. Rogan got bullied into submission when it was clear he liked RFK more than Trump. So he knows, hey, if I have on Zelensky, and Zelensky makes his case about how Ukraine was illegally and offensively invaded by Russia, and we're just fighting back in the same way that anybody in America would fight back if fucking China invaded us or anybody invaded us, we would want to fight to the last fucking man. We wouldn't want to give away our territory, right? So Zelensky wants to come on and make that case. No, he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear it because his audience wouldn't fucking like it. That's why. So tell me again about PSYOPs, Joe. Tell me again about PSYOPs. Tell me who's weaving a narrative. I love this idea that people in fake independent media are we're above the fray, bro. That's what we are. We tell the truth. We don't get caught up in narratives. We don't get caught up in contrarianism. We aren't way too online. We aren't objectively worse at figuring out facts. These people know nothing about policy. Nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing. Mainstream media is not great on policy either, but fake independent media is even fucking worse. They're worse. It's politics by vibes. And everybody should declare war on politics by vibes. Because we got to be smarter than that. We got to be better than that. It's got to be, tee-hee-hee. This candidate makes me feel a certain way. Tee-hee-hee. Okay, what are we, fucking 12? What are we, 12? What are we talking about, your first middle school crush? Is that how we decide the fate of the country and the fate of the future of the world? Is that what we do?
A lot of people, myself included, Rogan's platform it appealed to me because I was seeking this authenticity. There was a lot of this media landscape that was just it was like fragmented. It sort of seemed one-sided. And whenever I tuned into Joe Rogan in the past, it was a lot of authenticity, at least so it seemed. But, and it was like an unfiltered conversation. This was something that, you didn't see on the news that much. But now it seems like all he is just sensationalism. Like he's leaned into that so much that there's literally no substance in what he's saying, that it's just spreading nothing but like conspiracy theories. It's undermining a lot of public discourse. And yeah, it's starting to show its ugly side.
Have fun at Mar-a-Lago. Have fun at Mar-a-Lago. It'll be real interesting when Trump starts doing objectively horrific shit over and over and over, as he's already done, by the way, right? All these people in fake independent media said Trump was anti-war, then his first pick was like 7 fucking neocon warhawks. None of them said anything. None of them disagreed. None of them dissented. There were a few principled ones like Dave Smith who said this is fucking bullshit, but most of them said fucking nothing. Nothing. So when Trump starts doing horrific thing after horrific thing, what are they going to do? What's Rogan going to do? Well, my guess is now that his whole fucking friend group is tied up with MAGA at the hip and they're buddy-buddy with Don Jr. and they're going to Mar-a-Lago and they hang out with the big man himself, my guess is they're going to pull a couple punches here and there, aren't they? Isn't that what they're going to do? So spare me with the truth teller bullshit. You guys are new corporate media. You're not independent media. You are fake independent media. How many hundreds of millions of dollars was Joe Rogan's contract? How many fucking ads does he have? How many advertisers? How many ad reads does he do during a show? You tell me. You tell me. What's real independent media? Real independent media is crowdfunded, small donors, the ground up, and you can accept the default ads on a platform like YouTube, like we do here. That's real independent media, because there are no malincentives. There are no malincentives. But in his case, it ain't looking pretty.
To read you a quote, this is from, his name is Chris Hedges. He says that real journalism is about giving a voice to those who have none, holding the powerful accountable, and making the invisible visible. That's why independent media matters. It seems like over the past few years, or, however long, Joe Rogan has started to put profit over actual truth-telling. It seems like he is no longer one to expose any type of injustice, if he ever was. And obviously now it's all about ratings. It's all about ad dollars. It's all about Spotify money. It has nothing to do with what he actually feels. His own personal truth, for that matter. It's just becoming so wrapped up with a profit that he has nothing to actually say from his center. But yeah, look, let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.